Hi, good evening, all of you guys. Yeah. 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 Hi. Good evening, all of you guys. Hope all of you can hear me. Can anyone please confirm, guys? Is I'm audible? Yes. Fine.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you,
you
guys.
are.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, guys. Anyone who has been joined for the today's class? Today is your first class. Is anybody is there? Anyone who has been joined for the today's class? Today is your first class. Upendra, I think you are the first. Today is your first session. Okay. Pallavi. Pallavi. Okay. Two participants, right? Okay. Hitiksa Raj. Okay. Three people. Okay. So no worries. Who has been joined for the today's class? Till we are in the introductions only. We have been taken some few introduction classes related to what is machine learning, what generally we do it in machine learning, just some intro, just only some kind of an intro we have been gotten. So just to get some idea what you are going to learn, what we are going to do, what we can expect from that particular data science. So what are the use cases, some kind of an just an understanding about the tech, the whatever the technology, or understanding what is basically we do it with the data science actually. So no worry, we are going to discuss all those topics once again in the later classes actually. So guys, hope remaining all people has been attended the last couple of classes. Any questions from yesterday's class, guys? Yesterday we have just started with some introduction to Python. Anyone having any questions, guys? If we have any questions, we'll just clarify them and just move ahead. And who has been missed the previous classes, don't worry about them, guys. So my backend team will share you the recorded videos to you. And hope all of you have got the access to the drive, guys. Remaining people who has been already registered with our course, already registered for the batch. Hope you all of you are able to access the drive. The recording videos are coming. Please, anyone, please confirm, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you have any issues, guys, you can just contact the contact numbers which have been given shared to you, or you can also just you can text me. You can just intimate me. I'll just look into the. If you have any issues in accessing, just let me know about that. So just give a couple of days, guys. Just if you once if you are registered with the batch, once if you have done the payment, you will be getting access to the drive actually. Okay. Fine, guys. Shall we continue, guys? Shall we continue? Is there any questions from the last class? Hope everything is fine. So let us continue from the last class actually, guys. Okay. So once again, just review the last class once again, guys. Just let us review the last class one more time. So in last class, whatever we have been got discussed, some basic introduction to Python, some kind of an history of Python we have been discussed. So we have been discussed about some history of Python, how the Python was evolved, so how it has been inspired, and how the name Python has came. So these are the things what we have been already discussed in that. Mainly we have been discussed about the history of Python, as well as we have been already discussed about the features of Python also we have been discussed actually, guys. Maybe I'm using a pen tablet actually, guys. This pen tablet is different from what generally I use this. My pen tablet is having a small problem, the previous one. This pen tablet font size, we can't increase it, but I have another pen tablet. So that is going to be very good actually. But due to some problem, it was not working. I have to buy a new one. I have to get it either through online, or I have to go to the showroom in Jubilee Hills in Hyderabad, and I have to buy from there. Maybe in 1 or 2 days, you can find it. It's an normally when I use my general tablet, when I use my normal tablet, my pen tablet, the text will be like this actually, guys. Your text is going to be something like this actually. So the text is going to be something like this. You can see very clearly. This is what generally I have been used earlier. This is my old pen tablet actually. But currently I have just brought it from one of my friend as for the temporary purpose. So for the temporary purpose, when I brought it, it is going to be giving this kind of a font actually. I tried it increasing, but it was not increasing actually. Just 1 or 2 days, maximum 1 or 2 days, I'm going to get that new pen tablet. I'll get it actually, or otherwise I'll make it serviced. So from last 3 or 4 days, we are in off. Sorry, guys. So don't worry. In a couple of days, I'm going to get in a better a pen tablet. You can see the font size very clearly. Okay. So we have been seen about the history of Python, and we have been got learned about the some of the features of Python we have been discussing, guys. So what are the main features I have been got discussed about that? One of the main features, there are so many features are there actually, guys. One is going to be, I have told you, which is going to be a dynamically typed language. It is going to be a dynamically typed language actually, guys. And apart from that, I told you about some other thing like it is going to comes with, it's not just like a bunch of libraries. It is going to be some kind of a bouquet of libraries actually, guys. A bouquet of libraries. A lot of libraries are there. Yesterday I given some ideas about some of the libraries. So no need to do any functional code, guys. Almost all for any kind of an operation you want to do, just import the library. You can also call it as libraries or what we call it as modules, whatever we call it as. So get some libraries and get some modules, download them, import them, and directly we can start use the functions actually, guys. And I just forgot to tell you some of the features also, guys. There are some other features also, which is not that much important for us. And we are learning the Python here. We are going to be learning the Python not to become an expert in Python actually, guys. We are not here to become a Python developer. We want to use the Python for machine learning. So up to what extent the data science requires related to Python, only up to that extent only I am going to discuss in my class. So I think so, based on the whatever the instructions that I have been got from DURGASOFT. So they are going to show you as a complimentary. They are going to share you some videos actually, guys, some recorded videos of complete Python classes actually. The complete videos, the videos of complete Python. I think I have seen that there are some around 170 videos are there actually from Durga sir actually. The trainer was the Durga sir. I think all of you know that. All of you know about the Durga sir. He was one of the top trainer in Hyderabad related to Java and Python. So by Durga sir, we have a lot of 170 videos are there. If you want to go a little bit in depth about the Python, so here I don't want to waste my time discussing about the history of Python, all those things. I was not interested with that. My main two important points is why we have to use Python for our machine learning. Because first advantage is it's a dynamically typed language. Second one is a lot of libraries or modules which are ready to execute. Those are the two important points I have to take. Remaining points I don't require. If you want, we can talk about the remaining points. I have to talk about that. Python is going to follow some kind of an object-oriented style actually, guys. It is going to be an object-oriented style actually. It is going to be an object-oriented style of programming is going to be gets used actually. Style is going to be object-oriented. So immediately some people get set out saying that, sir, I don't have any idea about object-oriented. Generally, object-oriented means you have to learn Java or we have to learn C++. Nowadays, most of the people are not learning C++ directly, they're learning Java. Nowadays, most of the people are not learning C++ at all. But some years back, they used to start with C++ and then they used to come to Java. And Java is going to be completely object-oriented. So Python follows some kind of an object-oriented style. That means here also we have some kind of an classes. We are also going to be having some methods. We are going to be having some kind of an attributes. Something like that, some terminologies of which is going to be object-oriented. So anyhow, I am going to explain one class. Just only one session. Style is an object-oriented, guys. Really, you don't require to write a class. You really don't require to define a method, or we really don't require to define an attribute. But style is an object-oriented style actually, guys. These are some of the features which we have to know a little bit. But what is an object-oriented? Just if you know what is an object-oriented, what is an advantage, how to handle the objects, that is sufficient for understanding the machine learning classes. So really, you don't require to be an expert in the object-oriented actually. I think Ashwini, they will share it, maybe yet to share, but they'll give some access to you. Okay, so don't worry because the batch was not yet completely started. And once the batch was confirmed, if the students are confirmed, and if everything has been just confirmed, they will share you all the remaining the videos. I also start sharing my materials and all these things will be shared. Just give me a couple of days. Okay. Fine. Fine, guys. So which is going to be an object-oriented style? It is going to be. So we'll follow the object-oriented style. So don't worry. If people do not have any idea about object-oriented, I will take one session for object-oriented. Only just one session I'll explain with the object-oriented. But we really don't write any classes. Though it is following the object-oriented, we don't really write any classes, methods, constructors. All these are not required at all. And the other one advantages, it is going to be out of our discussion, guys. This is going to be out of our discussions and we really don't require them actually. Python can be easily integrated with almost all types of languages, guys. Integrated into any language. Almost all, so many languages supports working with this particular integration of that particular Python into the other languages. It can be just fits into any language actually, yes. That means in a Java program, sorry guys, you are writing a Java program. As a Java developer, you want to. So nowadays, if you see, independent of whatever the language you are using actually, guys, it's a basic levels only, guys. You really don't require, I'm saying that no, one day is sufficient. One day discussion is going to be sufficient for that. Okay, everything I'm going to discuss them, guys. Don't worry about them. Everything from the scratch. Okay, integrated with any language. Now let us say that there is a Java developer is there. He is writing some functionality. But what the Java developer thought is, being is having a little bit knowledge about Python, some of the functionalities, we've seen what is the advantage of using Python, guys. No need of declaring any variables. So what is dynamically typed language means? No declaration, guys. One of the major headache for almost all any programming. No declarations. Without any declaration of variable, we can do them. So what are the advantages of libraries, guys? It is going to be a lot of built-in functionalities. Yesterday I told you, if you want to do some compression and uncompression of the files, you really don't require to write any code. You have a predefined library will be there. Just import it and just call the function whatever you require. So a Java developer wants to implement some part. He want to do some functionality, but some part of the code he find it that in Python it is going to be very easy for that. Instead of writing a Java code, if I do it by Python, it will be more easy. That is what my Java developer is thinking about that. But if you observe carefully, partially it is a Java program and partially it is a Python code. Obviously, we know that that means most of the people have an idea. Java is going to be executed by a Java runtime environment will be there actually, guys, which is going to be nothing but JVM. So the JVM is going to execute it. The JVM is going to execute it, isn't it? So Python code, the JVM cannot understand whatever the Python code, because JVM understands only the Java code, only it can understand it. Sir, then how can I write a Python code inside a Java program? So for that, you require a separate type of compilers actually, guys. We require some separate type of compilers. So don't worry if you do not have any idea about them. Generally, when you write any program, whenever we write any program, this program is going to be written which a human can understand it actually. That is what generally we call it as an high-level languages actually, guys. They are called as high-level languages. High-level languages means which as a human we can understand them and we can read them. But high-level language like C, C++, Java, even Python also is a high-level language only. Because printf we can understand. Printf machine can't understand. Machine can't understand what is printf, what is system.out.println, or what is printf, what is print. System machines can't understand them actually, guys. That's why an high-level language needs to be gets converted into a low-level language. This process, the low-level language, this process is nothing but, most of the programmers will have the idea, this process is going to be nothing but what we call it as compile. So I think so, guys, some of the participants are from non-IT, so don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. You can study them, guys. As I told you, initially a little bit difficulty will be there. A little bit struggle will be there. Just a 1 week struggle will be there. It's not mandatory, but if you understand them, we can understand, we can connect the points very easily. That's the reason why we are talking about them. Okay. So there is a high-level language. Any high-level language needs to be converted into low-level language, which is done by compiler, which is done by a compiler actually, guys. So for example, there is a Java program is there. First of all, we have to compile. So who is going to compile? Java compiler will be there. That is Java C. It's a Java compiler. C program is there, C compiler. Let us say a .NET program is there, a .NET compilers. Same as it is in our Python also, we have a Python compiler will be there. We'll be having a Python compiler. But when you write a Java Python program inside a Java program, the Java compiler cannot convert the Python code into the machine understandable code actually. So we require some other type of compilers. We require it actually, guys. That compilers has to convert. The compilers has to convert that particular Python code into which is going to be nothing but a Java, a JVM understandable code. We have to convert it. That is what we have to do this actually, guys. That is what we have to do it actually. So there are so many different types of compilers are there, guys. Like for example, if you want to write a Java program, sorry guys, if you want to write a Java program along with a Python program, then you require a compiler which can understand both Java plus which is going to be nothing but it is a Python actually. So that is what they call it as an JPython. Now they are calling it as an Jython compiler will be there actually, guys. Hope you understood, guys. Very easy. Java plus Python is nothing but actually JPython. Now the JPython was earlier it was JPython. Earlier it was JPython actually, guys. It is nothing but Java Python. Now it has been renamed as Jython, which is going to be Java plus Python actually, guys. If you want to download the compiler, you have to download the compiler actually, guys. That is what we are going to call it as the jython.org. You can see them, guys. It is going to be jython.org actually. These are nothing but the different flavors of Python compilers actually, guys. This is going to be Jython. You can see what is a Jython actually. Jython is a Java implementation of Python that combines the expressive power with clarity. Jython is freely available for both commercial as well as non-commercial and is distributed with the source code. And you can see the code actually, guys. This is a Java program. Inside the Java program, they are writing a Python code actually, guys. Or Python code inside a Java program. Java code inside a Python program. You can just integrate any Python and Java. We can do it actually, guys. No, Pranav, we don't teach it in Hindi. It's an for an Pranav because as part of a job oriented, English is mandatory. And I am from basically from Telugu language. It's my mother tongue is a Telugu. And Hindi, we don't generally, in Hyderabad, we don't teach it by using Hindi language. Because as an job oriented, as part of the IT, you should be using, will be teaching everything in English only. Okay, fine. If you have any questions, I can explain you a little bit more clearly. Okay, fine. Fine, guys. Let's continue, guys. Yes, Shankar, you mean to say within Python only we have multiple compilers? Absolutely. Based on the environment, it takes a respective compiler. Whether this compiler is based on the environment, it will take the compiler. Whether this compiler won't come during, no. They don't come along with the Python. So if we install Python, you will be getting only the Python compiler only, which we generally call it as a C Python because it was developed by using C language. Basically, it was developed by C language. We call it a C Python. But these are developed by Java. So that's why that is going to be done by Jython. Same as it is, so many are there actually, guys. So many such kind of a compilers are there. If you want to work with a .NET program plus Python, a .NET plus Python actually, guys, we are going to be having, which is going to be what we call it as an Iron Python, what we call it as. Got the point, guys? It is going to be .NET plus Python program. So I want to write a Python code inside a .NET program. Then we have to use a Iron Python compilers. So you can check it out, guys. What are the different compilers of Python? This is going to be what we call it as Iron Python actually, guys. So if you want, you can just check it out. This is an Iron Python actually. You can see Iron Python.net. Iron Python is an open source implementation of the programming language, which is tightly integrated with a .NET. Iron Python can use a .NET and Python libraries, and other .NET languages can use a Python code just as easily. We can use them. Got it, guys? So this is going to be download the Iron Python of 2.7, download the Iron Python of 3.4 version actually. This is going to be some of these particular applications actually, guys. Like that, there are so many are there. It's not only Iron Python, it is not only this one, guys. We are having Ruby Python is there, Perl Python is there, PyPy is there. So PyPy is going to be another a compiler of which one, which we can call it as a PyPy is going to be there actually, guys. This is another compiler of Python, which is a little bit faster than our base compiler system actually, guys. These are all Python compilers only. As I told you, PyPy is going to be 4 times faster than the C Python. C Python is our basic. Our base Python system is going to be C Python. Remaining is going to be, we have a different compilers. That means by using a different languages, they made it to develop that particular Python compiler. It's an open source. Anybody can get the source code. Anybody can make the changes to the source code actually, guys. Hope you got the point, guys. This is going to be what exactly these are the different types of compilers. So many are there, guys. Ruby Python is there, which integrates with the Ruby. Perl Python is there. PyPy is there. So many different types of compilers are going to be there. No, not required at all, guys. I'm just saying that what are the features? These are going to be some features of Python actually. Some of the features I'm talking about them, guys. So that's why I'm saying that we are not interested to learn about all these things. So it's a little bit ideas I'm giving. Sir, these are the only 2 features? No, there are so many features are there. But as part of our machine learning, these are the 2 important features we are taking up. That is mainly the reason why we are choosing the Python as for our machine learning. That is the first 2 reasons. Remaining reasons, remaining features are not for our purpose actually, guys. They are for some other purpose actually, not for some for our requirement actually. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So that's why I'm saying that if you want to learn a little bit more and more about the Python, if you really want to learn more and more about the Python, so as I told you, as a complimentary, they will give the access to the videos of Mr. DURGASOFT. With the Surkasar videos will be there. There are some around 170 videos are there. You can just go through the videos. Okay. To get a more clarity about the Python actually, guys. Fine. Now, as already I told you, Python can be downloaded, the official website. It is going to be the official website, guys. The official website is python.org. So you have to go to the base system, which is going to be python.org, guys. This is an official website from where the Python community is maintaining. It's not a commercial company, guys. It's a community. It is contributed. It is completely contributed by various experts across the world. So many experts are contributing. Okay, it is only for the contribution only, guys. There are so many contributors will be there. So many contributors will be there for these open source libraries. For the open sources, you will be having a lot of contributors. It's a community. The official website is going to be www.python.org. It's not python.com. It is python.org. It supports almost all operating systems, guys. Generally, open sources supports all types of operating systems. Windows, you can use the Linux, or you can use the Mac. So nowadays, most of the people, working people are using Macs. And even if some people are working on Linux and even with the Windows. Anything is a fine actually, guys. I can work with both of them. Sorry. I have an expertise in even Linux also. And it is also better to, having some idea about the Linux environments also, guys. Maybe, I don't know, I may use as Windows, I may use as Linux. Both of them are same for me. It's not a problem for me. We can work with them. So generally, Linux environment and Windows environments. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm just feeling some cold actually from last couple of days. It's 1 or 2 days, guys. I'm taking the medication actually. 1 or 2 days it will take it. Okay. Let us go to this www.python.org, guys. These websites, that means these are not commercial websites actually, guys. Being there are not commercial websites, we don't have any big animations. Even the site does not looks like a commercial website actually, guys. You can easily find the difference. How the commercial websites will be there and how this kind of a non-commercial websites actually. It just looks like a blog, looks like a blog, guys. That's it. This is going to be the page. This is going to be the home page actually, guys. Python.org. If you open Microsoft or if you open Oracle, something like that. These are commercial sites actually, guys. So commercial sites means they are going to maintain. They are going to spend a lot of money on them actually. A lot of money, good animations, something like that. A lot of pages. So many pages will be there. Whereas our is going to be a very single page. You don't have multiple pages also. Everything is going to be on a single page. We can see them application, guys. Okay, fine. So we have to download it, guys. The latest version is going to be 3.10 is the latest version actually, guys. 3.10.2 or 3.10.1. Sorry. I think so. I'm having 3.10.1. So not a worry. 3.10, 3.10.1, 3.10.2 does not matter. Just download it, guys. It's not a big thing. I'm not showing the download. I'm not showing the installation, guys, because with the basic knowledge, you can install them, guys. It's not a big size file also. Just I'm installing this. Just it is an hardly, it is an around 27 MB file. Just run it and install it, guys. No worry about them. Just install it. Just next process, guys. No need to change anything. Just give the next process. It is going to be gets installed actually, guys. That is what we can do then. Okay. Once the Python was installed, guys, observe carefully. I have been installed the base system actually, guys. This is what generally we are going to call it as a base system. The base system has been installed, guys. I think so. Sorry, guys. I think this is your yesterday's file. I'll open a new file once. There's an yesterday's file actually, guys. No worry. Okay. So once if we install the Python actually, guys, once if we have installed the Python, then what is going to happen here is there are going to be some tools are going to be gets installed actually, guys. This is what I call it as my base system. Base systems means, guys, it comes only with a basic setup only. It will comes actually. Just like when I buy my system, when I buy a machine, or when I buy a laptop, how it is going to comes with a basic configurations. Only just OS will come. Remaining, we have to install them. After the remaining, we have to install them. Same as it is. The base system means which is going to comes only with a basic configuration. Only it will comes actually, guys. With a basic setup only, it is going to comes actually. Okay, fine. Now, this is going to be the Python, what I have been got installed, guys. Once if you install the Python in your system, you will be getting the Python option, something like this. You can see this, guys. There is an Python idle is there. I'll tell you. This is an command line utility. There are some manuals and module documents actually, guys. Module documents actually. Okay. So I'm going to use the first IDE and the simplest IDE I'm going to be using, which is going to be nothing but the idle actually, guys. It's an IDE. Generally, all of you have an idea, which is going to be nothing but IDE, guys. So let me talk about the IDEs later. That means I'll talk about the IDEs later actually, guys. But whenever we talk about the IDEs, so as of my knowledge, most of the people, most of the participants who are attending this session may be having a little bit idea. They may be having a little bit idea about a Java, something like that. So some years before, guys, some years before means it's very long back. It's very long back. So when I started my profession in 2003, so I'm almost having 18 plus years of experience, guys. I started my profession in year 19, almost in 2003, I have been started actually. So during the 2003, the Java people, that means whenever we learn the Java, at the time we don't have the IDs. I'll tell you about the IDs later. I'll speak about IDs 1 second later. So we don't have any IDs at that time. Nowadays, who are learning the Java, they're directly using the IDE called as an Eclipse. Directly, they're starting directly working with the Eclipse actually, guys. Eclipse is nothing but an Java IDE. So, but some years before, around some 2010 or before, something like this. So at that time, we don't have any that much IDEs actually, guys. What is going to be the IDEs? I'll tell you, I'll talk about that IDEs if you don't have an idea. So anyhow, at that time, we don't have any IDEs, guys. They used to write a Java program. I used to see the people who used to write the program in a notepad. After that, by using a command line utility, they have to compile the program. And after that, by using some Java executable, we have to run the program. Everything they used to do only by using a command prompt. Nowadays, I'm seeing the people actually, guys. It's a only command prompt only they used to do it actually. But nowadays, I'm seeing the people directly they're starting with Eclipse. No need to, they will compile the program, but there is a menu will be there. There is an option will be there called as an compile. Just they click on the button, compilation is done. But earlier we don't have these IDs. They used to write it in a notepad, simple notepads only they used to write the program. Once you compile the program, then we'll come to know, is there any errors in the code? Is there any code errors are there? At the time of compilation only, they will come to know. But nowadays, it's not like that. In our IDE, when you type in anything wrong, automatically it will highlight the error actually. And not only gives the error, it also tells you what is the recommendation keyword also, or what is the recommended, what is the spelling of them, or what is the recommended specification about them. Everything it will guide you. Debugging is very easy. But at that time, you don't have that kind of a debugging tools. They used to open the command prompt. I used to see the people, they used to open the command prompt. And I don't know, I really have a Java compiler or not. They used to say Java C. Yes, Java C. They used to write a Java program. They used to say Java C actually. So if there is any error is there, again, you have to go to the notepad. We have to verify where is an error is there. Again, rectify them, save the file. And again, come back. And again, we have to compile the program. And whenever you want to execute, we have to say Java. Java, the class file name, we have to give it actually. So, and that too, this process is not done directly, guys. We have to, they used to set up the path. They have to set up some path. We have to set it actually. Nowadays, most of the people does not knows how to set the paths actually, guys. So many people does not knows how to set up the paths because there is no necessity for that. The IDs are directly providing that. But earlier it was not like that. We have to set the path. We have to set some kind of a class path. So unless and until if you don't set the class path, the command does not work at the command prompt. So people used to face a lot of issues and a lot of problems. For beginners, there is a lot of issues with them. But nowadays, people are not finding any difficulty in them. Directly, they are using the IDs. IDE basically stands for, IDE is nothing but, guys, what is IDE stand for? It's nothing but an integrated, which is going to be nothing but a development environment. That means for doing that development, which is going to be a very easy environment. So you really don't require to write any code. You really don't require to write any code. IntelliSense will work, auto completion. It is going to be auto completion, guys. What is auto completion actually? Once if you type the first alphabet, automatically remaining it will guide you. This is going to be the words. This is going to be the recommendations. Auto completion will work actually. Yes, path need to be set. Absolutely. Shankar, you have to set the environment variable. We have to set the path actually. So some people knows, but most of the people nowadays, they don't know how to set up the environment variables actually. So normally if you install Python, in my system, the Python will work. If I open py, it will works. But in your system, after installing Python, you say py, it won't works. You have to set the path. Unless and until you don't set the path, the command prompt does not works. So there some people says that, sir, like your system, I'm not getting the particular py. If I say py, the Python prompt has to come like this. But in your system, the Python prompt does not come in your command prompt because I already have the set the path actually. And nowadays it has become very easy actually, guys. Nowadays it was very easy. At that time it was a very difficult process actually. Nowadays what is happening here is, if you if I talk about the setting the paths, simply what they are doing here is, just what we have to do is we have to right click on my PC, that is my computer or this PC, go to the properties and just go to the advanced system settings. They used to do this one, settings. This is going to be something like an, where is this? Just a minute. Is it done? Here, environment variables. If you observe carefully, there are so many environment variables are there actually, guys. Can you see? We have been already set the paths actually. Edit. So if you observe carefully, it is very easy. That means when I want to add a new path, if you see here, guys, already the path was already added here now. In earlier versions, that means when I'm using Windows 8 or Windows 7 or something like Windows XP or something like that, it is not that much easy. When you want to add a new path, they have to click on the new. It will simply add a new path here, a new variable, new path it will add. Just add them and do them. Earlier, it was not like that. They used to append like this. That means already there is an existing path already there. They used to have like this. For example, already C:/Windows is there. They have to put a semicolon and then they have to add the another path, C:/, for example, some Python prompt. After that, again, put a semicolon, we have to set another path. Like this, they used to append them. So these freshers and beginners, they don't have these ideas about them. Simply what they used to do is, they used to remove the existing path and they used to append the Java path. They used to put the Java path. Otherwise, they forgot to put the semicolon and they will append the path. Then path does not works. Path does not works. It is not that much easy, guys. Earlier days, it was very difficult. Nowadays, it become very easily. So we used to find that kind of a problems. We used to see that kind of an issues. Nowadays, IDEs has become very, very popular. So first, actually, as part of my experience, Microsoft has got the first IDE, guys. So Microsoft used to use a language called as an Visual Basic. I think so many people does not knows about that also. It's a Visual Basic, VB. After that, the Visual Basic has been became a .NET actually. From 2005, it has 2001, it has become Visual Basic. Before Visual Basic .NET, they used to become a .NET framework. Earlier, it was able to be using a Visual Basic actually. So at that time, Microsoft products are very easy, drag and drop, and they used to do that actually. And there used to be one kind of an IDE used to be there actually. Inspired from them, the other IDEs has came. Nowadays, everybody is using IDEs only, guys. So IDE is providing you some kind of an setup or environment where we can do the development very easy way actually. Very easy way. Debugging is a very easy. Automatically, before compiling the program only, it will tell you where is error is there. Where is your error? Even if you make a mistake also, it will guide you. Here, this is not recommended. This is what we have to write it. Or what is a problem. So it has mainly advantage is it has saving a lot of time in your development actually. Guys. Saving of time basically. It is going to be saving of time. Even nowadays, the people are not doing any by-hearting of the syntaxes. Earlier, the people has to by-heart the syntaxes. In Notepad, nothing recommendation will come. Everything they used to by-heart it or they used to do the practice. Everything they used to come with a practice. Nowadays, not required. Just if you remember the first word, remaining program, we can write it actually. So that kind of a simple IDE has been came from the Python actually, guys. That IDE is nothing but we call it as an IDLE, which is nothing but same integrated. It is integrated. It is nothing but the same integrated development learning environment. It is going to be nothing but an IDE. They added some L actually, guys. It is nothing but the learning environment actually. Yes, they added the L. Integrated development learning environment actually, guys. For learning purpose only we use this. Basically, the IDLE is basically for beginners actually, guys. Initially, for beginners, we are going to use them. But for professionals, we don't use this particular IDLE actually, guys. It is like a console application. It's not like a Java program. We don't write any .java. We don't write any .py. Everything is going to be statement by statement actually, guys. It is going to be nothing but a statement by statement only we are going to execute. So when you're executing a statement by statement, it is what we are going to call it as the interactive execution actually, guys. The type of execution where we are running only one statement at a time is an interactive execution. Like we can say Python, or even you can use SQL also, guys. In SQL also, we can write everything statement by statement only, not like a batch of program. If you are executing like a batch of program, guys, like a set of instructions, that is going to be nothing but a batch mode execution, what we call it as. It's going to be nothing but a batch mode execution, we call it as. It's a general terminologies, guys. So when you're writing a program and running the total program, that is a batch mode execution. If you're running only once, yes, it's stored procedures, but in SQL, PL SQL is also going to be, totally it is going to be one set of statements actually. But what I'm saying here is we don't write any .SQL file, we don't compile it and we don't execute it. Isn't it? We don't compile it and we don't execute it. That is going to be just nothing but a block in PL SQL. That is what we call it as a block of statements, what we are going to call it as a block of SQL statement. Okay. C program is a batch mode execution. C program is a batch mode execution. We have to write a .C program and we have to compile the program and we have to run the program. We cannot execute one by one statement. We don't have any C prompt. That means we don't have any C language prompt will not be there. We don't have any Java prompt. We don't have any .NET prompts, right? But here we are going to be having an SQL prompt, or we are going to be having a Python prompt, or we can have a R prompt, something like that. Everything statement by statement only will execute it. I can execute one single statement. For example, just remember in Java, if you want to write hello world, I want to print hello world in Java program. You have to write class name. Then we have to write public static void main. And after that, we have to write something called as an print system.print.outln, save the program as a .java, compile the program, some .class file will be generated, and then we have to execute. In Python, if you want to do that one, simply it is going to be print hello world over batch execute. It's not a batch execution. We have both of them, guys. Even Python, we have both of them. Interactive mode of execution is there, as well as batch mode execution is also there. You can write a .py file. But generally, we don't write it, guys. Python developers will write the .py files. We don't write it. We don't write the .py files. You can write it. Leave it for the timing. It is what we call it as an interactive mode of execution. It is what we call it as the interactive mode execution. And if you're executing as a batch, we are going to call it as a batch mode execution, what we are going to call it as actually, guys. Okay. Okay. So let us open the ideal, guys. Let me open the ideal. No need to install ideal separately, guys. If you install Python, automatically the ideal is going to be gets coming actually. Open the ideal. This is your ideal actually, guys. You can see Python ideal is there. Open it. So this is going to be some kind of an environment which is going to be helpful very easily to work with the Python actually, guys. Basically for beginners, we are going to use them. Basically for beginners, we are going to use them actually, guys. Python 3.10. It's a 3.10.0. The latest version is 3.10.2. Don't worry, that is going to be the build version. It's not a major version or minor version. Major and minor version are the same. So this is a prompt what we are going to be getting actually, guys. Like this, a 3 angular brackets will come. If I open the R environment, R is also language which we discuss it later. In our language also, we have a such kind of an environment. We'll get a single angular brackets, guys. In Python, we are getting 3 angular brackets. Even if I open the command prompt also, guys. If I open the command prompt and say py, we are going to get this kind of the 3 angular brackets will get it actually. This is just a command prompt. This is only just a command prompt, guys. No IntelliSense will work. No IntelliSense is going to work. A lot of limitations will be there. Message is the same message. No difference at all. It is going to be Python 3.1.0 tags v3, something like 10.0 point something, which is going to be this one 19.00.18. You can see the complete message actually, guys. MSC V, which is going to be 1929, 64-bit, AMD 64 on Windows 32. Total message, everything is the same actually. Type the help, copyright, credits, or license for more information actually. Here, the disadvantage is, guys, even you can work with them. Anything is a fine. The environments are different, guys, but compiler is the same. The functionality is the same. Code is the same. Everything is the same actually. But only thing is auto completion does not work here. We don't have an auto completion. Better to use ideal for the timing. Just for a couple of days, guys. Couple of days means maximum another 3-4 days or 5 days. We are going to use ideal. After that, we'll move to the other IDEs. There are so many other IDEs are there. I'll tell you what are the other IDEs are there and we'll use them actually. Later, we are going to work with them. Okay, fine. Let us come to our discussion, guys. Let us come to our discussion actually. So like other programming languages, I need not to, for example, even if you start with your Java classes or if you start with your other classes, other programming languages, first they will tell you how the program code has to be written. What is the syntax of writing the code? What are the standards we have to write the code? First, they will explain you the particular syntaxes. What is a class? What is public static void main? All these are not required for ourselves. Directly, the starting itself is implementation, guys. Okay. So the first thing we are going to be using here is, guys, the first thing I'm going to be using, simply I'm going to make this Python to be used as a simple calculator. Anybody who teaches the Python or any Python standard textbook, if you see Python as a simple calculator, guys. First, we'll start with Python as a simple calculator. You know what is a calculator? Some mathematical calculations. First, we are going to use a Python as a simple calculator, guys. So if you want to do some simple calculations, mainly we have to know what are going to be the different mathematical operators. What are the different mathematical operators which is going to be supported by Python? So first we are going to start with the first type of operators called as which is going to be nothing but the arithmetic operators, guys. So generally, when I ask about what are arithmetic operators, whenever I talk about what are going to be the basic arithmetic operators, so we all of you have an idea what are the basic arithmetic operators any language will support. Normally, we all of you have an idea: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and it is a division actually, guys. The plus symbol, the minus, which is an hyphen, the star, which is a multiplication, and the forward slash, which is going to be nothing but division. I think so, guys. I need not to spend much time on these basics because we don't want to waste our time in discussing about spending more time on these particular operators, guys, because these are all simple operations only. If anybody who do not have any idea about a programming language, if you are completely from non-IT, nowadays everybody having at least a basic knowledge of C language, guys. Anybody in the group, guys, anybody in our participants who do not have any idea about any programming language, is anybody is there? Please use a chat panel. Yes, Aniket Sahu, you don't have any idea, no idea about any programming language. No idea. Okay, still some people are there. Okay, 1 or 2 people, right? Totally no. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, guys, there may be, yeah, it's not a problem. So I'm not talking about Python. It's a general programming languages. Okay, no worry. The people who are completely new to a programming language find a little bit difficulty, a little bit struggle initially, but don't worry. Okay. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are going to be the 4 basic mathematical operators. Yeah, it's a beginning is fine, guys. Of a couple of days, you'll get a lot of confusion actually. Okay, because I didn't started with any programming concepts. Okay, apart from that, some other languages will provide you the percentile symbol. Most of the languages, we know them. This is generally what we are going to call it as a modulus. You know, most of you people have an idea about modulus. Modulus is nothing but this returns the remainder actually. Returns the remainder of some number divided by another number actually. Okay, let us first see these first 5, 6 basic operators. After that, we'll see the remaining operators, guys. So normally in any programming language, even if I want to do a small calculation like 10 plus 20, you have to write a main method, we have to write a class, we have to write a program, we have to save it in a Java, we have to write it in sort C file. Not required. Python as a simple calculator at your prompt. No need of writing any program, guys. What you want to do, directly write it off. 10 plus 20 over. You really don't require to write any code, any program. Directly your calculation 10 plus 20 over executes. You will get the result. In other languages, you have to write a print statement. You have to take some variables. We have to write printf, something like percentile D, something like percentile D, something like that in C language. You have to write a main method. We have to write a curly braces, include some header files. Not required, guys. Directly it is going to be 10 plus 20. Whatever you want to do it, guys. So I'm not spending any time much on this. I don't want to explain what is addition, what is subtraction here now. I just want to show you how the additions are going to be done and how this multiplication will be done and how the division will be done actually, guys. It is 100 divided by 20. This is going to be the basic, whatever the operators, we know them, guys. Can you see, guys? 100 divided by 20, you're expecting 5, but you're getting 5.0. So, you know, I think most of the programmers knows about that. These are integer data types, and these are going to be nothing but float type of data types. And all of you have an idea, guys. What do you mean is an integer and what is meaning of a decimal? Normally in mathematics, we call it as a decimal. In our programming languages, we are going to call it as a float data. We are going to call it as, guys. Float means which is going to be having some kind of a floating point, which is going to be nothing but indirectly we can call it as decimals. 10.5 is a decimal point. It's a decimal float. Whereas only 10, it is going to be nothing but it is an integer. So whenever we see, normally if I ask a mathematician 100 divided by 20, we'll call it as, which is going to be 100 divided by 20, which is going to be nothing but we call it as 5. But here there is a slight difference is there. You can see it is 5.0 actually, guys. Okay, don't worry. Just I'm going to show you one more operation actually, guys. That is also going to be division only. That is also going to be division only, guys. But see the difference between both of them. Can you find the difference, guys? Anyone? 100 divided by 20, 100 divided by 20 actually, guys. Don't call it as a divided by. We call it as with a different name actually. Okay. It's not rounded off. We cannot say that it is a rounded off. It is an integer division actually, guys. It captures the integer value. It captures the integer value, not rounded off. Got my point? Now, okay, it is going to capture the integer point actually, guys. So when you do 100 divided by 20, you can't find the difference. But when you can find the difference here is, you can say this, guys, 20 divided by 3. When I said 20 divided by 3, can anyone guess what is an output? Can anyone tell me what is an output of 20 divided by 3?
So 6.66.
Okay, 6.66 is an output. 6.66 something is an output.
666.
Yes, absolutely. It is going to be 10.20 divided by, which is going to be 3. 6.6666 something 7 is an output. Now same example I'm doing by 20 divided by 3 actually, guys. 20 divided by 3. It is not divided by. This is what we call it as an integer division, what we call it as. This is going to be a floating point division. This is the floating point division. And here it is going to be an integer division. It captures only the integer part actually, guys. Execute it. We are going to get the result as 6. And somebody is thinking that it is rounding off. If it is really rounding off, it should be giving the answer as 7 actually, guys. It won't give the answer as 7. It is going to give you the answer as which is going to be 6 actually, guys. Okay. For example, if I said 99 divided by 100, we know that the outcome is going to be nothing but, which is going to be something like 0.99. So 0.99. But whenever I said 99 divided by 100, it is only captures the integer part, which is going to be nothing but 0. It's not rounding off. So I just want to clarify that it is not rounding off. If it is really rounding off, we have to get 1. But I'm not getting 1 actually. I'm going to be getting 0 actually, guys. So hope you understood what is going to be this division and division actually, guys. This is what we are going to call it as the integer point division. That's an integer division actually. And this one is going to be nothing but a floating point division actually, guys. It captures the floating point. The decimal point will be captured. Whereas the double division, whenever we use a double forward slash, it is going to capture only the integer division actually, guys. But if you look at into other programming languages like C, C++, Java, they don't capture this one actually, guys. Okay, floor division, because we cannot call it as a floor division, guys, because floor is having a different meaning actually. Floor, okay, that also is a fine case. That also is going to be fine case. Floor division also is a fine case. Normally, as a mathematics, we are having a floor point. What is meaning of floor means? Again, it is going to be, if I say 10.5, if I floor it, it is going to become 10. Even if I make 10.99, it is going to be 10 actually. Okay, that point is also fine. Or easy to understand that it is going to be, again, floor means again a confusion of what is meaning of a floor. It captures only the integer point, and this one is going to be captures the integer and floating point actually, guys. Okay, fine. I'll accept that. There is also going to be floor division, what we can call it as. Right, absolutely. What is a percentile actually, guys? Percentile is going to capture only the remainder. We can say that it is a remainder of them, guys. What is 10 percentile 3? Don't say that it is a percentile. It's not a mathematical percentage, guys. Mathematically, we are not talking about how much is going to be percentage of 3 out of that 10. It's not 3 point something like that. Or it is not 33% actually. It is going to be the remainder of 10 divided by 3, which is equivalent to 1. Which is equivalent to 1, guys. It is 10 percentile 3, which is going to be equivalent to 1 actually. Fine. That is a fine case. Fine. There is another one operator is there. Normally other programming languages, guys, they don't support this one. And there is one more is there actually, guys, which is going to be nothing but a double star. Normal star, we know that it is a double star actually. 10 multiplied by 2. It is going to be nothing but product. It is going to be 10 multiplied by 2. 10, which is going to be a double star 2 actually, which is going to be what we call it as the exponential. You know what is an exponential actually, guys? It is going to be the power, which is going to be 10 to the power of 2. Absolutely. In mathematics, you write it as like this, guys, 10 to the power of 2. Cap symbol will write it. It is a 10 power 2 is what we call it as the exponential. Okay. So once if you say 10 multiplied by 2, it is going to be 100. Whenever I say 10 multiplied by 2, it is going to be 20. So find the difference, guys, which is going to be 10 divided by 2, 10 double divided by 2, 10 multiplied by 2, and 10 double multiplied by 2 actually, guys. These are the some of the basic arithmetic operators. So Python is also very similar to other programming languages, guys, but a little bit beyond them. Guys. In every concept we learn, something additional concept will be there in Python. Something new feature will be there. Compare with the other programming language. Concepts are same. Sorry, guys. This is going to be what we are going to call it as the arithmetic operators. Next. So I'm not spending much time about them, guys, because all these are beginnings. So anybody who have the knowledge, who do not have the knowledge about them, just open the Python idle and just type whatever the commands, you can do it. That is simply like an arithmetic operators we are using. It's a Python as a simple calculator, guys. Next. The second thing is going to be nothing but we can say something called as the comparison operators, guys, which is going to be nothing but we call it as the relational operators. It is going to be nothing but the relational operators, guys. So know what is meaning of a relational operators? Comparison. So whenever we want to compare two different values, guys, calculator means only just working with the numbers. Right now, I'm going to be working only with the numbers only, guys. I'm not working with any strings. I'm not working with any other things. Coming to relational operators, same like other programming languages, guys, we know that it is equal to. So in mathematics, we write A equals to 10. It can be A equals to 10 means 10 is assigned to A, or it can be A compared with the 10 actually. If A equals to 10, that is what we can say that actually. But in our programming languages, our computers will get confused with that. You cannot change like whatever you require it actually. So double equals to, which is going to be nothing but the equal to symbol. It's an equal to, guys. Less than, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, and it is not equals to. There is an exclamatory symbol and there is an equals to followed by an equals to operator. And we all of you know that whenever I use a relational operators between two numbers, or any two values, it is going to return either true or either false, because we are asking, is this value on the left hand side is equal to the value on the right hand side? We are comparing two values actually, guys. We are trying to find out how they're related, whether both of them are equal, or first value is less than the second value, or first value is not equal to second value, or first value is greater than or equals to second value. We're asking the relation, how the two values are related actually. So that is going to return you is something like a true or false. Every operator is class and we are calling it using some signs, and everything is an object in Python. So yeah. So the thing is, just give me a second. Just give me a second, guys. I'll get just a glass of water. I'm just getting a cough. Just give me 2 seconds of time. I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. In Python, everything is going to be an object. It will take a little bit, couple of days to understand what is objects and what is classes. So as of now, even I call it as a variables. It's not really the works as an variables. Later we'll discuss about them, because unless and until you don't understand what is an object oriented, you can't understand what is meaning of a class, what is meaning of an attribute. You cannot understand them. That's why for the timing, Savita, I'm just leaving for that particular timing. In a couple of days, we are going to discuss about them. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, so equals to, less than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, and not equals to. These are our relational operators. As you know, what do you mean to say relational operators? Relational operators are nothing but just for comparison of two values, we use them. So directly, guys, returns true or false. Returns true or false. And you know that they are called as a Boolean values. 10 equals to 20. So don't use equals to symbol, guys. We are going to get an error actually. You can see very clearly. Cannot assign to literal here. Maybe you meant to say double equals to instead of using equals to. It is giving an instruction also. Maybe you are meant to say double equals to instead of using single equals to. So 10 double equals to 20. Very quickly, guys, 10 greater than 20, 10 less than 20, 10 not equals to 20, 10 less than or equals to 20, 10 greater than or equals to 20. Anything is a fine case. 10 not equals to 20. They will tell you whether they are true or false. 10 equals to 20 is false. 10 less than 20 is going to be true. 10 greater than 20 is false. 10 less than equals to 20 is true. 10 greater than equals to 20 is false, and 10 not equals to 20 is true. So these are going to be some of the, what we can say that they are going to be nothing but the relational operators. Right. Next one. The main important here is, guys, assignment operator. It is going to be nothing but assignment operator. So what do you mean to say an assignment operator, guys? That means we are trying to assign a value to a variables. A value to a variable, we are going to assign the values actually. Normally we'll say, in mathematics we'll say, guys, let us say x is equals to 10. That means you are saying that x is going to be nothing but a value which is representing a value of 10 actually. So x is nothing but a variable. In mathematics we have a variable. Here also we have called it as a variables. As I told you, they're not variables, they're actually objects. Later I'm going to discuss about them. So the third one is going to be nothing but, it is going to be nothing but an assignment operator. As you know that, which is used to assign a value to a variable. So on the left hand side, there must be a variable must be there. So every variable will have some names actually, guys. Will have some names, which is an alphabetical names actually. So variable is equals to the value. So value should be on the right hand side, guys, and the variable should be on the left hand side. So this value will be assigned to this particular variable actually. So find the difference. Equals to is an assignment operator. Double equals to is nothing but an equals to comparison. It's a relational operator. This is nothing but an assignment operator. Most of the languages will use equals to operator. Some languages will be there, guys, which are having some special codes. Like later we discuss about them. In our language, guys, there is a speciality is there. Most of in any languages, the assignment is from right hand side to left hand side. That means RHS, right hand side value will be assigned to left hand side variable. If you write something like a equals to 10, this is valid. But when you say 10 equals to a, it is not a valid case actually, because assignment is always from right hand side to left hand side. But in our language, the beauty, we are having some speciality. Left to right assignment, right to left assignment will be there. Both the sides assignment will be there. Then, sir, what is an operator we use? This is what they will use as actually, guys. This is what they will use as. That means the arrow mark will come by using a left-hand side symbol, a left-hand side operator, and a hyphen will be there, like that. I've written as an arrow mark, but the arrow mark will not be there. Left-hand side symbol, the left, it is going to be the less than symbol, followed by which is going to be nothing but a hyphen actually. Sir, what is what is going to be left to right assignment? This is going to be left to right assignment actually. This is valid in our language. When you go for our language, we uses these notations only, guys. Because in our language, the standard notation is going to be this operator, not the equals to operator. If you see any R code, for example, if I show you some R code, for example, if I show you some kind of an R sample code, if I show you some R sample code, if you see them, you can see that particular symbol, which is going to be that particular less than, greater than example only we can see. That operator will be something like that only. It will be there actually, guys. Let me check it out once. Maybe some functions or something like that. You can see the symbols actually, guys. You can see the operation is going to be something like this. Can you see? Which is going to be square, a less than symbol followed by a hyphen, function. That is the way only they will write it actually. Everywhere they are going to write that kind of a symbols only, guys. If you see some kind of an applications, anywhere you can see that kind of a symbols only, we can find it off. So this is going to be some kind of an assignment operator. In Python, it is going to be equals to symbol only, guys. There is no this kind of an operators. We don't have it in Python. This is going to be the same way. Variable equals to directly a equals to 10. Really don't require to declare a variable. You really don't require to define any variables actually. Yes. Directly a equals to 10 over. Sir, I want to print the a value now. I want to print that a value. If I say 10 equals to a, you will be getting an error actually, isn't it? So a equals to 10 and I want to print the value of a. How to print it by using print statement, I'll tell you later, but just say a, it will print the value of 10. You really don't require to write print a, or really don't require to say something like an show a or something like this, guys. Simply say a, it is going to display the data actually. Really don't require to do anything else. This is going to be the basic idea about how we are going to do the assignment operator. So a equals to 10 and b equals to 20. Print the values of a comma b. No need to print a in one step, no need to print b in another step, guys. Both you can print at the same time. Both you can print it at the same time, guys. Really don't require to do any kind of an application. Directly printing of a and printing of b, both we can do it in a single step only. A comma b, that's it. Yeah, I'll tell you, we'll see how to work with the data and all these things. So really it is an integer data type, or really it is taking any this data type, we can see them actually. 10 equals to a. I think so. 10 is a value actually, guys. 10 is going to be a value and a is going to be a value. It returns false as of my knowledge. The 10 is a string, a is a string. Savita, 10 is a string, a is a string. You're asking is both of them are going to be the same. So output is going to be false. Okay, sorry. You have used it. Equals to, no, that is an error. If I use a double equals to, because variable names cannot be enclosed within single quotes. You can't, I thought that it is an equals to. Variable names cannot be enclosed within single quotes. If you put a single quotes, it will be treated as a value. If I say like this, it will be false is the result actually. But that single equals to operator is an error because variable names cannot be enclosed within the single quotes. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So this is going to be how we are going to be working with them. So A and B. Now you can just work with the A and B. You can say, okay, B. Where is the B? Is the B is missing? B equals to, why the B? Sorry. A is there, B is there. Okay, fine. A plus B, normally operations, A minus B, A less than B, A greater than B. Normally, everything is going to be the same. B not equals to A. Everything is going to be the same application as it is. No changes, no other changes, guys. Directly, just assign the value to a variable and start using the variables actually, guys. So like this, like every language, we are going to be having arithmetic operators, some kind of a relational operators, and some kind of an assignment operators. Okay, fine. No, variables cannot be enclosed within single quotes. So there are standards. There are going to be some standards. Variable names cannot be enclosed within single quotes. Okay, in any language, not only here, in any language, single quotes or double quotes are used to represent the strings. So variables, when you are using a variable, when you are using it like a variable name, it should not be enclosed within the single quotes. And even the names must be only alphabets. Like I cannot create a variable like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 does not becomes a variable name. It will becomes a value actually. Okay, so there are some set of standards are there to define the variables. Okay, fine. The next thing is going to be the logical operators. You know what is meaning of logical operators, guys? Logical operators are going to be nothing but simple to understand them. It is going to be whenever we want to check for multiple conditions, more than one conditions, or any of the conditions, then we are going to use the logical operators. And all of you have an idea about the basic logical operators. The basic logical operators, guys. So, I forgot to tell you one more thing, guys. Python is a case sensitive language, guys. I forgot to tell you the feature. It is going to be a case sensitive language. Up to now, I didn't get any opportunity to use them. So it's a case sensitive language actually. Then why I'm specifically talking about, because is the logical operators are A and D and. It's not like you are a double ampersand like other languages. It is A and D and. It's an AND operator. We are having OR operator and we are having NOT operator. So we are having AND or NOT. As usually, just like normally other languages, we have A and D and. It's not capital A and D and. It is lowercase a and D and or, and we are having the NOT actually, guys. So whenever we want to combine multiple conditions, like for example, 10 is equivalent to 20, or for example, let us say 20 less than 30. So I think I need not to explain much about them. 10 equals to 20 is false. 20 less than 30 is going to be true, but false or true is going to become true case. It is going to return true is an output. But if I write something like OR in the capital case, guys. So if you observe carefully what I'm trying to do, guys, I'm just moving for example, I want to repeat the same statement once again, guys. Just move the pointer up and simply press enter, guys. Hope you understood what I'm doing now, because if it's an offline class, I can show you what I'm typing. I'm just moving the arrow up, whichever the statement you want to copy, just you say enter there. Automatically that will be copied here now. If I want to repeat the same statement, guys, just move there and say enter. And if I said or, then we are going to get an error actually, guys. So it is going to be coming like an error. So compulsory, whatever the case I have been defined, you have to define the same case. What is AND? Basically, AND stands for both of them should be true actually. Both of them should be true. Then we are going to be getting 10 equals to 20 is going to be false. 20 less than 30 is going to be true. But false and true is going to be nothing but becomes, which is going to be nothing but false case. So the outcome is going to be nothing but coming like a false. That's it. And whenever I use a NOT operator here now, for example, if I use NOT operator here now, NOT, N-O-T, NOT, 10 equals to 20 is going to be false. Not false is going to be true. 20 less than 20 is true. True and true is going to become true case. Okay, guys. So I think I need not to explain what is and what is or what is not. It's a common, anybody knows about that. And says that both the conditions must be true. Both of them must be true. Or says that any one of them must be true, and not says that it is a negation of the condition actually. So those are the three logical operators we are having it actually. Okay. So these are some of the basic operators, and we have been seeing some assignment, and we have been seeing some addition, subtractions, multiplication, divisions, okay, modulus and floating division or floor division, what they call it as, and exponential or a power, and assignment operators, logical operators, and we have seen relational operators, guys. Okay, so these are going to be I'll show you how to get the help of that particular documentation. That is also an important thing. I'll explain you how to work with that particular things. In the documentation part, we'll see the application, guys. Okay, so just for today, guys, not is nothing but negation of a condition. Nitish, yes, Nitish Kumar. It's a negation of an operator actually. For example, if I said 10 equals to 20. So when I say 10 equals to 20 means it is obviously false. If I put a not here, it's an opposite. Not false is going to become true. Negation of false is true. Negation of true is false. So what I have written the condition, guys, 10 is equals to 20, not, and I have written something like 20 less than 30. So 10 equals to 20 is false. 20 less than 30 is going to be true. But first preference goes to not operator. First preference always goes to not operator, guys. Not false is going to become true. True and true is going to become true case. It's a negation of the condition actually. That is not negation what we are going to call it as. Okay, fine, guys. Just practice this kind of an examples, guys. Bitwise operators are also there, but we don't require them, guys, because bitwise operators are going to be not generally for our application. Generally, mostly when there are going to be doing some kind of an what we can say that chip level applications, they will do it now, guys. Those will use as a bitwise operators. We really don't require to work on the bitwise operators. Those people will do left shift. They will do some kind of a left shift chip level designing. They will do. No? they are going to use that kind of a bitwise operators. So we really don't require them. Okay, fine guys. So this is going to be for our today's class. Just let me open our course curriculum one more time. Just let us, whether we are following the same sequence or not, just at what level we have been got started, just to get some idea about that. Okay, so we have started with the core Python guys. So we have been got discussed 2 days. Python introduction, history of Python and features of Python, versions of Python. Some versions I didn't discuss. Okay, not worry. Installation of Python, operators in Python guys, arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. Actually, by the today we have to complete the data types, but it will take some time. So tomorrow, and that's why plus or minus it will take it actually guys. So tomorrow we'll study the data types in Python, and then we'll move to the next topic called as in sequences. 10-15 minutes, not more than that. Data types in Python is just a 10-15 minutes actually guys. So today, just a beginning, we have been spared some little bit time. Due to that, we are short of that. Otherwise, today I used to complete the data types. Okay. So tomorrow we'll complete of the data types application guys. And then tomorrow we are going to discuss about some kind of a sequences called as understanding some list, creating of list, and indexing and slicing of the list. Very interesting topic. Tomorrow we'll do these examples actually guys. Okay. Fine. So do some practice, guys. These are very simple examples. I know really don't require to give any assignments for you. Just install Python, open the Python, and just do some kind of a mathematical operations. Okay. So just for today, we'll end up the session for today, guys. Anyone? Any questions, guys, for today's class?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
This is Hitiksha Raj.
Yeah.
I just missed little bit part, like on the installation thing. So can you please just repeat me quickly? How can I install the Python and how can I run the idle and all that thing?
Okay. So Python installation is very easy. Just what you have to do is just go to python.org. Just go to the python.org and just you have to install the Python software according to your operating system. Are you using Windows only or are you using any other operating system?
I'm using Windows only.
Windows only. Okay. Directly we have a downloads. And we have an option called as in Windows is there or directly Python 3.10.3.10.2. Just download. It's a very small software. I didn't done the installation actually, but this is a software that will be gets installed. Just run it. 3 or 4 steps. Next. There is nothing, nothing complication is there. Just install it. And after that, to open the idle, just go there. Just go to your applications, and there you will be having the Python. Wherever you can find the Python. And there you can just see this idle actually. Okay, otherwise, just you can go to the search, or otherwise simply you can go to the search and simply type your idle actually. Open directly. We'll open it. Anything is fine, case.
Hi, sir. Shweta here.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Just give me a minute once. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Shweta
here.
Shweta.
Sir. Yeah. Hi, Shweta.
Sir, this is the demo class now.
Yeah, it's a demo class means just it's already just yesterday we have just started with the basics of Python. We have been started. There are some demo sessions has been already done. So don't worry. That means it is only just in demo sessions, like what is data science, what we learn in the data science, how our program course curriculum, how much duration will take, how much, what are the topics we are going to learn. So don't worry. Is today's your first class, Shweta?
Yes, sir. Today is my first class.
Okay. No worries. Are you already familiar with Python or don't have any idea about the Python?
Sir, actually, I have done BTech with Electronics and Communication and 2012 pass out. But right now I'm into recruitment. But I have some basic knowledge of C and SQL. But I don't have idea about the Java and Python and all. But I want to make my career in data science.
Okay.
So I want to learn Python, SQL, and machine learning and Tableau, etc.
Okay. So how about the today's class? Are you able to follow the class for today?
Yeah, it's what good. I was able to understand everything, but I want to understand it's a demo class.
Yes, absolutely.
But my location is in Noida. You told me between the class you will give the brief when class will be offline. So, but my location is in Noida.
No, not offline classes. It's no offline. Everything is in online classes only. Somebody is asking me saying that are you going to teach anything in Hindi? I think somebody is asking me, are you going to teach the classes in your as in Hindi? I said that is not possible. I'm going to be teaching. Everything is an online session only. There is no offline sessions as of now.
And one more thing, sir. Actually, I called the website number, so I didn't get the answer of all queries. So may I know any concerned person number or anything so that I can?
Absolutely. I'll share you that. I'll just share you 2 numbers. You can just contact her, and she will be giving all the clarity, all the doubts related to that. Just give me a minute. I'll share you the contact numbers. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Fine. And I can attend the class now, complete demo class.
You can attend. You can just, as today is your first class, you can just attend 2 or 3 classes. After that, if you're satisfied with my teaching, you can just register by paying the money and you can just continue the classes. And the previous classes, whatever we have been done is going to be only demo classes only, just like an introduction. Yesterday only, we started with the basics of Python. Don't worry. My team will share you the recorded videos of the previous classes, as well as whatever we have been discussed in the couple of classes earlier. Whenever I start with the machine learning, I'm going to discuss about all the things one more time in the regular classes.
Yeah, sir, one more thing. I want to learn data science with Python and machine learning. So So is there any availability about data science with machine learning only, or only Python with machine learning?
No. Machine learning is not a language. So if you attend the demo classes, you will be understand. That is the main purpose of taking the demo classes actually. Machine learning is the actual concept which we are going to implement it with the help of Python. It is not machine learning separate. Machine learning with the help of Python. Python is a language. But finally, the end application we are going to be implementing is a machine learning. So our machine learning is our main classes actually.
Okay. So will you give the brief about the SQL and Tableau also?
Tableau is there, SQL is not there in our course because as a data scientist, we really don't require to learn. Sorry. Our main concern is to do everything without using any, because SQL is something different. Because SQL is going to work with the databases. Databases will have some limitations. So those things we are going to do it very easily with our machine learning concepts. But we are going to implement the concepts of SQL with the help of the Python only. Everything, whatever you do it in SQL, we do it by using Python. So
and what about the R language?
Yes, R language is also part of our course.
So means totally R language, Python, machine learning, and Tableau will be there, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you can get the course details. Just I'll show you the details once. So this is going to be my course curriculum. Just if you want, you can have a glance about that. We have a core Python will be there. Machine learning will be there. R is there. Deep learning, NLP, which is going to be Power BI, Tableau or Power BI. Both of them are going to be the same. We use as Power BI basically. Because Tableau is going to be somewhat a commercial product, whereas Power BI is going to be in freeware. So instead of using that one for practice, you don't get it. You can't use for more than 7 days or 15 days. But Power BI is going to be a freeware actually. So Power BI or Tableau, both of them are going to be the same. And these are my course contents actually. Machine learning will be there, deep learning will be there, R language is there, as well as your Python will be there. Okay.
Okay, so fine.
And my backend team will get back to you. If you have any questions, you can just discuss with them. Okay.
Sure.
Fine. Just give me a minute. Somebody is asking for the contact numbers. I'll just share you the details. Just give me a minute once. I'll just copy it once. Just give me a minute once, guys. Just give me a minute. I'll share you the contact details. So if you have any questions related to that, you can just contact them actually. Yeah. So these are the contact numbers. I think the person of contact is Bhavani. You can just call her and you can clarify your doubts. Yeah. Shankar, your way of explaining the concepts are really good. Whether we'll get any additional material apart from recording classes. Absolutely. We'll give me a couple of days, Shankar. We will be sharing all the PDF files, whatever the notes, everything we are going to be sharing with you. Every end-to-end materials will be given to you. But we have to require 2 days of time. A couple of days we are going to require. Yes, and already a WhatsApp group will be created because all students are not yet confirmed. So we have to still get some confirmation from the students. 1 or 2 days we are going to discuss them actually. Okay. I won't be able to attend the sessions live due to office shifts waiting for recording. What time can I expect the recording? Because it is already late night, 9:30 now. maximum as part of my expectation, within 1 hour, you can get the recording, or by the early morning. That means in the 0 hours of next day, you are going to get the recording session. Okay. That is what I can give it actually. Fine. So I felt more theoretical is that initially I'm able to understand its introduction session due to some people from different domains and few are from new joinees. If you do practicals, it will be really helpful and mocks makes interesting. Absolutely. Shankar, you will be having, because I think so, you are already an experienced person. You will feel a little bit bored because these are all beginnings. So absolutely in coming classes, you will be having more and more practically only we are going to be having actually. Raj, I think fees for the course, you can contact Ms. DURGASOFT people. They will give you the details. But as of my knowledge, it is going to be 16,000 is the course fees. And Deepti, we have not yet confirmed. We have not yet created the WhatsApp group. Within a couple of days, we'll create it and they will add up all of you into the WhatsApp group. Okay. It's not yet created. Yes, Ankit Sahu, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Aniket.
Sir, while explaining a concept, I think about compilation, that time you asked that are there any people who have absolutely no knowledge about programming and coding?
Okay. Okay, you don't have any idea.
I said that, yes, sir. I told that I was totally new, and you said that, are you able? Sorry, I said that I am able to understand, and you said that coming 2-3 classes, after 2-3 classes, when I start teaching the actual part, we'll get confusion.
Okay.
So, sir, I was asking that once we practice and once we get clarified to you, will it be easy for us?
Yes. See, I'm not saying that you can't learn the things actually, but initially for a non-programmers, it is very easy, but a couple of classes when I start with them, so nothing is there. The people who are already having the idea about Java, they can learn very easily. But the people who do not have any idea about previous programming languages, a little bit struggle will be there. Instead of practicing for 5 minutes, you have to practice for 15 minutes. That is the only thing. Initially, if you just made up the things easily, in the next coming classes, it becomes very, very easy.
Right.
Got my point?
Yes, sir. Thank
you.
Okay.
Sir. Practice. Just only thing is, I'm saying that you have to be a little bit struggle and a little bit practice is going to be required for them. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine. So thank you all of you guys, and hope you will see you all of you tomorrow at the same time and same link. And have a nice day. We'll connect in the tomorrow's class. Thank you all of you guys.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I have one question.
Yes.
Do we have classes on Saturday, Sunday as well?
Saturdays are there. Sundays we'll be having optional classes. That means we'll conduct like a workshops. If you are interested, you can join, or the topics will be repeating. So you can join at any instant of time. It may not be this week. Maybe another week you can join.
Okay. And the timing will be same for Sundays?
No. Sundays it will be early morning. That means not early morning, in the morning sessions, 9 to 12 or something like that.
Okay.
We'll take some advanced concepts like a workshop. It's a free workshops.
Okay.
So if you are possible for this week, you can join this week. Otherwise, next week or some other alternate to some weeks, or after every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks, the same workshops will be repeated. Actually, you can join it.
Okay, so the classes which we are going to get on Sunday are basically covering the advanced topic, or the lectures which we are
some optional topics. That means which are not that much important. Okay. Instead of injecting them into regular classes and wasting the time here, actually total course curriculum is 125 sessions. We want to bring it to 100 sessions. That is our main target.
Okay.
So some miscellaneous topics will be there, which some of the beginning topics, basics topics will be there. Those topics we are going to be teaching on Sundays.
And the timings will be around 3 hours for
3 hours. Yes, absolutely. And you will be getting recording session for that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Fine then. Okay, guys. Thank you all of you for today. And we'll meet up in the tomorrow's class. Thank you all of you guys.